Back, folks. Dow Industrials finished up 256. You had the Nasdaq up 73. S&P's up 21. We're going to be going over to our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes. Now, Steve's going to be doing a workshop tonight for his subscribers, folks. Real easy to get into. You come over to our website at TFNN. You can see right under featured content, our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, Mastering Probability, live event. This live event is taking place in 52 minutes right here at TFNN. And this live event, Steve's going to be teaching how do you master the TD setup 9 count as well as the advanced decline oscillator. It's for his subscribers. You can be a subscriber right here, right now. The way you do that, you're just going to hit our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes. You hit subscribe. You can subscribe for 1 month, 6 months, a year, all with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Steve Rhodes, what's going on, brother?
Well, it's all about the KISS theory, Tom.
The KISS theory, okay.
Yeah, the keep it simple Steve theory.
Perfect.
You know, we for you and I, we do this stuff all day long, so sometimes we use these terms that, you know, depending on how long somebody's been listening to us, it might sound like a foreign language. You know, I can talk about TAS profiles and swing points, and so for us it's just nomenclature. And so the cool thing about tonight, you know, it doesn't sound sexy, the TD setup 9 count. It's not sexy, but what it is a very simple system, very powerful system. It's really the Tom DeMark power of 9. Now, I like 9 because I was born on September 9th, so 9-9, so that works for me. But more important than that, this is a technique that I can teach to anyone. And it's not just like it's simple. When I say keep it simple, Steve, it's powerful, but it's simple to be able to use. So you don't need to be a technician. Now, look, if you're a technician, then what I'm doing is I'm arming you with another tool, an important tool for you to be aware of when something is making a potential change in trend and exactly what to look for. So as an example, I'm just going to pull out the NQ, and folks, that's the NASDAQ futures contract. This is the daily time frame, just to show two different examples. Now, there's two tools that are on here. They're both associated with the power of 9. And if we take a look at what the NQ, when it made its high out here, let me just get my cursor going. When it made its high on August 30th, 2018, what it did it with this Tom DeMark setup 9 count, this power of 9. You can see the bars that are counted on my system. When it also creates that tool, that indicator, it's really what I should refer to it as. So when that indicator comes together, it also creates this little red horizontal line out here. That is a change in trend line. So when the NQ broke through that on October 10th. So let's say that you didn't go short.
That came into a conviction, too. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And oftentimes, as you know, when you break a level of support, price will come back and test it to prove that it really is a break, which is exactly what the NQ did on that wide-ranging bar on October 16th. In the very next trading session that evening, we saw price go ahead and move lower and then move lower all the way down to when it formed the following TD setup 9 count. Now, it did that on the trading day of October 26th. I know folks that are watching us on Tiger TV are saying maybe themselves, wait a minute, the high and the low was on bar number 8. That's the beauty of the system, is I'll show folks how to do the system. You don't need a tool on your system. You can do this manually. It's years and longer term charts, daily charts. It's very easy to do that. But the turn typically comes the bar before, the bar of, or the bar after that 9 count. In this case here, those highs came in on number 8. So now if we take a look at where is it that the NQ is going, what you and I know is that there's substantial resistance up at the trading session of December the 14th. That high, by the way, is 67.86. Doesn't mean that price will get there. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But if price were to move above that, just like out here on October 10th when price broke below that level of support, this is now the level of resistance, that would be generating a big message for us. Part of the Keep It Simple and part of what newsletter subscribers get is more tools than just this. So I'm going to be able to teach subscribers, and I can teach anyone. So if you're sitting on the fence saying, hey, some of these terms that these guys use, it sounds foreign, I will make it easy for folks tonight, no matter what level of technical analysis you have. But now taking that to where we're at right now and kind of the KISS theory, right now we have price kissing levels of resistance. So I want folks overnight to especially be watching the Russell 2000. the Dow equity futures contract and the ES. On this chart here are our TAS market profiles. And the Russell 2000, as we speak right now, is trading above the top of its daily profile, 1422. So that had been, or has been, the weakest link. So the question is the weakest link indicating to us that there's a little bit more strength? Granted, no volume here, but price can continue to move higher. If price stays above the top of that box, 1422, and then the Dow equities futures contract, folks, you can catch this information on your apps or what have you. Maybe you don't have access to it with regard to your charts, but you can go to a CNBC app on your phone or whatever you might use out here. Watch these levels because the Dow tested and rejected the top of its profile today, and that level is 23,790. We're sitting at 23,743. You know, it can climb above that. It did move above that level earlier in the day. But if price continues to move higher and price is above that, it's just telling us that price wants to move higher. Now, to where inside the Dow equity futures contract, I think, Tom, that what's setting up here for the next sell is a Gartley sell pattern, which has got the A to B equals CD. So in the case of the Dow, I'm watching this. If price can close over that resistance level, 24,528. It's really the same pattern in the ES Mini as well. If we take a look at the ES Mini, it ran into or very close to resistance. So 25,8550 is the level that folks want to be watching overnight. Or when they wake up in the morning, they turn on the TV, they see that price is trading above that. Now, this is the natural area where sellers are present. And they're present between 25.67 and 25.85. So this is where they're trying to fire away. They've been firing away all day. I'm sure that when you and Tommy were on doing the show at 10 o'clock, that had to be when the equity futures contracts were peaking in the market. And why did it peak right there? Because these are levels of resistance that you and I get to see because of the tools that we have on our trading platforms out here. But if price is over to take these levels, then that tells us that we're moving higher. And inside the ES Mini, that A to B equals CD to the upside, that Gartley, I think this would turn into a Tiger Gartley, which you created or you developed inside your book, The Art of Timing the Trade. And this, we'd be looking for a price level about 26.44. So what tonight is all about, and when subscribers sign up to the workshop, they get access to all these tools. Each day, each morning, I let folks know what took place overnight, what to anticipate and expect during the day, take a look at the equity markets, the gold market, the bond market out there. I've got to do that. That's how I became the #1 timer for those items out there. And as well, they get an end-of-day report, so they understand what took place during the day and what to expect in the following trading session. So I'd love to be able to teach the Tom DeMark Setup 9, the Power of 9 system. It is something, if I were going to begin with one pattern to teach folks, this would be it. Because you don't need the technical skills necessary other than being able to count to 9.
Pretty
under
heavy,
certain
huh?
conditions.
I know.
And it identifies for you key levels of trend reversals. So it works for all time frames. I was doing it on some 1-minute charts today. I was like, dang.
And folks, it's really easy to get into. Come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, right under featured content. You just hit subscribe. You can get his newsletter for 1 month, 6 months, a year. All comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Gets you into a great workshop tonight. Gets you into a great newsletter, as well as many things that Steve has already done, and you get those immediately at your newsletter. Thanks so much, Steve. We look forward to the workshop in 39 minutes.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Okay. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.